What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Who are you people?
You people.
You people.
Nope. I want to get away from tobacco altogether.
Just all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been one to vape. I've never been one to, like, switch to a lesser brand before I quit. Like, I always thought that was weird when people would quit smoking, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know what? I am going to blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what I'm even talking about. Can you guys hear me? I don't hear me.
I hear you perfectly clear.
I don't hear shit. I wonder if I'm not plugged in.
Yeah,
Coming through.
whoa, that's me.
Oh, sorry. That one. There we go. Now I hear me. Yay.
Yay, we did it.
Dude, I know that the other podcast is a more serious and professional affair and legitimately pays the podcasting bills, if you will.
Yes.
Every time I come in here, they're fucking with my seating, or they're fucking with my headphones.
That's exactly
they're fucking
where
with my chair.
That's exactly where my co-host sits. And the reason your chair moved was actually last Monday when Molly was on. When you left, she was looking at that chair. She's like, "It's a nicer chair." She got up and just took that shit. And I was like, "I don't blame you for that. I would have done the same thing."
fair, but still, like, you know what I mean? I was out here flying dead stick, man. I couldn't hear nothing. I didn't even know if we were live. Because people are jerking with stuff.
Yeah. I like it.
Remember the first time you heard someone say, "What are you, jerking your gherkin?" I laughed. I legitimately laughed out loud the first time I heard it. Because I was like 13, and I was like, that is awesome. It rhymes. It's about jerking off.
Yeah. It involves gherkin pickles. That's fucking great. I love gherkin pickles. God damn, they're so good.
Also, for those of us listening on Facebook, we're now also live on YouTube. I'll share the link.
All right.
So we're on both now. Hopefully that helps some of y'all find our goddamn YouTube page, because I get a lot of people saying, like, I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. I don't know where it is. I'm just kidding. I know where it's at. I know where that one's at.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Hamill's mom is the only one watching them right now.
Probably.
Because
Yeah.
they've all got like 2 views.
Well, my mom watches the Facebook one. That's what she
I don't
watches.
know, man. And
Yeah.
someone's out there supporting on the YouTube, and God bless you, whoever you are.
Yeah.
If you're the one person watching these things on YouTube right now, like concurrent with the universe as it is today, fucking leave a message on one of the videos, and we'll respond, and
Yeah.
I'll figure out some kind of prize or award or something for you.
You know what's funny is I'm actually looking at this, like our live feed right now on Facebook, and
Yeah.
they're actually doing captions on it.
Oh, fancy.
And one of the words we said just got blurred out, which is hilarious.
What the fuck did I say?
I was like,
The caption says Ham's mom. That's what it said, Ham's. This is hilarious. Because it's delayed, obviously. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, but if
how
you're
can I
not
turn them
watching-
on? Because it'd be fun to periodically like pop in and be like, "Oh, this is what they're saying."
No, that's one less thing we need you to be preoccupied with. If you want that dumb shit, get an intern.
That would be funny if we got an intern.
Why couldn't we get an intern? We're an internationally renowned podcast.
Yeah.
See, now I want an intern.
You're going to pay him now, though, right? That's the
No,
problem.
that's not all interns. Like, you can, like, talk to a community college, like someone that's already in the video department for a community
Not
college.
anymore.
Yeah.
There has
Really?
almost has to be a stipend of some sort. There is no free labor for college
Yeah,
credits. That's like a done deal. There's very few. You only get that if it's just like, oh, you're gonna intern for like the
All right,
director
so what we
of
do
A&R.
now is we just put out a Facebook post and be like, hey, do you like doing dabs on Monday nights? Are you willing to help with an audio-visual project?
Do you also like dabs? I know I just asked that question, but I'm on dabs while I'm writing this. So do you like dabs or not?
I feel like that could be... Yeah, so we're looking for an intern, guys. Give us 3 hours a week.
Oh, God. Ah, trying to snap out of it.
You gonna live?
I'm trying to. I'm just tired. Fucking heat. I wore black pants today like an idiot. That was not
Are you
smart.
not allowed to wear shorts?
Yeah, I can't wear shorts.
Oh, that is weak. That is so weak.
It's not, and this is,
I have quit jobs for less, dude.
Okay.
I have walked the F out of jobs for less.
Well, I mean, I have health insurance and paid vacation.
No, I
and
get it,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
You make the responsible choice. But any sadist that makes you wear pants when it's 80 fucking degrees, dude, you can look very professional in shorts. The FedEx and UPS industry has made that quite capable for a long time now.
I would I would agree that for the job you do,
Yeah.
shorts should be allowed.
Yeah, but it's
But inside the building, it's operated under sort of warehouse rules, which is why long pants and
Yeah.
closed-toed shoes are required. But for what you do, fuck that. You look if you got a decent pair of shorts and you can still look halfway decent.
yeah, but
Who
like
gives a shit?
Right, get some Dickie shorts and call it a day, man. You can get any color you want.
I would love that. I'm not saying it's not a bad idea, but it would piss so many people off.
Oh, that
They
you
would-
guys get to wear them and nobody else
Yeah,
does?
we would get stunk eye and dude, I don't want any of that. I just don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? You know, it's just so I can kind of not be. I don't know. It
Don't open that door because it's
yeah.
not worth the
That's
fight.
wild to me. That's one of those things where, like, if I've proved that I'm good enough at my job and I can legitimately get away with wearing shorts, guess what, guys? I'm fucking awesome and I'm wearing shorts.
yeah.
That's not my problem that all you guys hate me. Your opinion of me means nothing to me. I don't care. Shorts are awesome. You guys are suckers. That's why I don't work well in a good corporate environment, James.
The only reason I don't wear shorts more often is because I honestly don't think I look good in shorts.
Got chicken legs?
Oh, really? Your chicken legs?
No, I have better than that. I have issues with my legs for sure, but
Oh,
I
because
have like
of the-
varicose. I had an infection on my left calf that got real fucking gnarly, and then when it healed, a varicose vein like pod came up the whole thing. They're not sexy legs. When I was a younger man, I had dead sexy legs. Could have been a leg model.
I have never been dead sexy unless you have a very specific fetish based around a childhood of loving, like, John Goodman or something. Like, but shorts are rad because overheating sucks.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's gold bond season, boys. Are you gold bonding your boys? That'll help your day, too. Even if you have to wear pants, that's awesome.
I have not had to do that here yet, but when I used to move furniture for a living, hell yeah.
It's not a thing of have to do. It's a thing you do for yourself to save your day.
Oh no, no, it got so bad though that the chafing would get out of control. So I had
Sure,
to.
but imagine
Yeah.
just knowing that your nuts never get above 65 degrees, no matter what you're doing that day. You could just be playing video games and your nuts are AC cold all day.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short, Hamill. Get some more Gold Bond.
Okay.
You
All
don't
right.
have to save it for arduous occasions.
Powder. You
Enjoy
use
it.
the, the yellow bag. Yeah.
No, I use the green one. It's a little mintier.
There is a product called Fresh Balls that's literally
Fresh
designed for
Balls.
this.
I don't give a fuck. Gold Bond has been working since the
Yeah,
60s.
Do you use the powder?
Yeah.
man.
You don't use the
I-
cream's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
No,
why
they-
the fuck
they have-
would you use a cream?
They have a cream that
Yeah.
actually works really well because it dries and handles that in like if you apply it right out of the shower, by the time you put your fucking underwear on, it's golden.
Okay,
I
fine,
used
but-
to do the powders, but the problem is with all of these is that I always found myself doing it too late. You already notice, like, I got a little.
That chafe is the
Oh,
worst.
I got to put something on that. It's like you just put it
No,
on it. You put it
do
on in the
first
morning.
thing in the morning.
Yes,
What are you?
I had to
See,
learn
that-
the hard way, man. That's all I'm saying is I had to learn the hard way when I was just like, fuck. And it's like, oh, if you do it like fresh out of the shower, you're fucking aces till
Yeah,
at least
man.
2 in the afternoon. You might have
Later
to
than
reapply.
that.
You might have to reapply, but you got
I've
that
never
shit
had to.
for at
I've
least
never
Yeah.
had to reapply. You have to reapply because you're using creams like a doorknob. If you quit fucking around and use powder like an adult,
Powder's where it's at.
that shit lasts all goddamn day. And if you go with the green bottle over the gold one, it has an extra essence of mint or whatever in it. It's like knocking it down an extra 5 fucking degrees.
But isn't that for the feet though, or does it?
It's just a medicated powder, man.
I thought it was for the feet. That's why I never bought it.
That's why people buy it for, but you can use it for anything you want.
All
It's
right.
just to stave off chafing in athlete's foot.
Yeah, chafing's the worst. I used to get it all the time when I used to move furniture. Man, it sucked.
If your balls are just cool all day, your whole body's in a calmer sense.
Dude, I used to get it so bad that I would be walking like a cartoon cowboy. because I didn't want them.
Right.
Yeah, it's so bad. And then I would get home and like my ex-wife would she'd want to fool around, and I'd have to tell her no like once in a while because I'm just like I literally can't touch my. If they just touch, it's like so. Then she was like, I bought this for you. Fucking use it. She threw it at me when I was laying in bed one morning, and then I tried it, and sure as shit, I was like, this is heaven.
Oh, when I go do those fucking events where I'm on my feet and I have to wear pants for some of those, they just require it as this is the appearance that we want for this. It's like, fine, don't care. But you walk 18 miles a day. You fucking multiple applications are required at that point. You blow through what you put on in the morning.
Oof.
Even powder. I have tried fucking everything.
I get
Gold
that,
Bond
James.
is the best
There are
brand.
rare occasions where you will exceed the ability of your Gold Bond. I understand
and you
that.
just keep it with you.
But most
and
of us
reapply.
don't have an 18-mile day.
Fair.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it's very rare that you have an 18-mile day in one building.
It's just
Be
under,
honest.
just under 3 months a year.
Okay. So that's still
25% of the time.
Yeah.
100%. Rest of the time, I get to live in a climate-controlled environment that is.
But did you know that on that climate-controlled environment day, you can still just put a little Gold Bond on the boys, and then your nuts never sweat all day. Even if you walk home, your nuts are fine. You don't have to save it for the worst-case scenario.
I feel like anytime you block a thing like that, it just goes somewhere else. It's like why I use deodorant now, not antiperspirant, because it's just
anyone over 12 knows that, James.
But I'm also using I'm using the healthy shit without aluminum and all that crap.
Well, I think even Old Spice doesn't have aluminum anymore.
They may have removed on some of them. Yeah, on their
Yeah.
deodorants, there's very rarely aluminum.
Why is aluminum bad? I'm not saying I'm not trying to stick up for aluminum.
Because a lot of people's you absorb it to some greater or lesser degree,
Yeah.
and it is a metal that just doesn't necessarily belong. That's in most cases, the clinical trials say that you eventually sweat it all out
yeah.
and it goes away, and so it's not a big deal. But at the same time, I'm just I don't smell that bad.
Yeah.
I shower every fucking day.
yeah.
I take precautions as necessary.
Oh God, my shoulder. Yeah, my shoulder's all fucked up now. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Workman's comp, man.
No, it wasn't workman's comp related. I should be I should be suing IKEA for selling me a shitty fucking bed.
What do you guys do on any given day to make that day better?
Try to be productive, do something productive.
That's an interesting way of phrasing that because I do a lot of things to make tomorrow better. If I can take on a lot of shit
No,
today.
I can tell that you are the type of person that'll completely fuck off an entire today to make tomorrow better. But tomorrow never comes, and when tomorrow is technically today, you're going to fuck that day off for a better tomorrow as well.
No. Okay, so I'll give you the accuracy statement that is exactly how I used to be. But now I am much more the person of can I do a bunch of shit today so I don't have to do fucking shit tomorrow? You're
Sure.
right. For a lot of my life, it was I'll just do that tomorrow. I can have my day today. I've become a much more of a I've earned it kind of mentality. I did all the shit, so therefore.
But that's not the essence of my question. So let me reword my question. What are you doing to make your day more enjoyable for you in that day? What did you do today to make today awesome? Not productive, not awesome at work. What did you do today to make yourself just fucking smile and get a quarter bit of a chubby and be like, ugh? Also applies to you.
I know, yeah.
If you got an answer, go for it.
Who, me?
Today wasn't one of those days for me. Today was one of those have a happy tomorrow. Today was a work day. Mondays generally are. It's
Every
my
day is a work
one
day when you hustle.
But it's just I usually take Mondays and it's just I don't do downtime.
I'm not asking for downtime, James.
I use downtime to describe things where I'm not doing chores. Time for me. Downtime is time for me.
I'm not
however
asking
I
about
choose
downtime,
to use
James.
that. However I choose to use that. A lot of times, yeah, it is for me. Like,
But downtime isn't. That's not what I'm asking. You're trying to find an excuse to have not done something.
No,
all you
I'll
had to
tell
do
you, I'm not
today
making
was
an
stare at
excuse.
someone's ass. You didn't have to say anything crude. You didn't have to point it out to anyone. You just been like, "Oh, that is nice," and go on about your day. And that made your day whatever percentage better. Or you searched out a song that you wanted to hear while you were driving to work because you put the love into your car stereo to really enjoy. Oh wait, you didn't do that. You just have a stock stereo. But like something
Oh, is
like
that a-
that to
oh,
make
that was
your
so
day
low.
better.
Hey, go get some Gold Bond for that burn. You're gonna need that.
What, like
you
and
just
can't
threw
give
that
me
in
a-
there like a quick Tyson uppercut. Like,
because
bing!
it's because you know you are capable of having something better and you don't care.
No, it's not something I'm after.
It doesn't have to be something you're after, James. Once it's there, it doesn't go away. It's just now something that makes your day a little better every time you use it.
But you're assigning the idea of having a kick-in stereo as
I'm
something that
talking
makes
about
anybody else happy.
anything, James.
Okay, so yeah.
What
no,
do you
I
do
wa-
to make yourself happy
I-
on a long day at work where you're like, yeah, fuck it, today is fucking kicking ass anyways. I have to drive to Aurora just to give my kid a ride to somewhere from Aurora to another spot in Aurora and then drive back to Golden sometimes in prime rush hour traffic where it's like it turns into almost a 2.5 hour round trip. And you know what I do, James? I just turn up my fucking stereo and I choose my music and I enjoy my drive. Doesn't matter how bad it sucks. Doesn't matter if the guy next to me is flipping out. Doesn't matter if the guy over here is aiming a gun at the guy over here for flipping out. None of it matters. I'm enjoying my day, James. In a reality where everything sucks, I'm having a good day. What do you do to have a good day, James?
I oddly listen to podcasts. Today I did jack off for the first time in a hot minute. And that's the first time I was like, everybody was out of the house. And I was like, fuck yeah. I can actually fucking crank one out.
There you go.
I haven't done that in probably almost a month. But it was
Jeez.
just like, needed that. Needed that. And then I took a nap because I didn't sleep for shit last night. And I was like, all right, going to bed. Went to bed for like hour 45. Took a total.
That's awesome.
I basically took the morning off and then cranked the back half of the day.
Yeah.
No, and that's awesome. But to hear you talk about your day is just never ending hatred until you get home. And then it's all house chores.
No. I don't have never-ending hatred at work, and I don't have it here. It's just there's a lot, and I'm still working on, to your point, managing that balance. I'm still only like, out of my 41 years on this earth, 2.5 of them have been spent as a homeowner. Okay?
Sure.
So I have like 39 years experience with
You-
not being a homeowner.
So you like men now? Is that what you're trying? Oh, I'm sorry. No.
And so I have roughly
Solid.
2% of my life has been spent with a new series of responsibilities, and I'm still looking for the balance therein. But I still take my time. Last night I sat there and built a fucking mechanical box
Okay.
and watched Marvel movies for like the umpteenth time yet because it's mindless and I don't have to pay attention to it, and I can focus on building a mechanical box.
Word.
And I did that for hours last night.
Now, how many days a week do you do something like that to improve your day?
Something as uniquely personal as that.
Anything to improve your day,
Well,
James.
like-
Don't categorize it as something big or small or personal. It's all personal. It's to make your day better.
But like,
Anything. Big, small, long, short.
Fat.
I've taken criticism on this show before for a lot of jobs that I do and taking so much on, but like tomorrow, I'm going to go up to a warehouse and like 25 people that all fucking get along are just going to hang out and do a job and fucking sit there, drink, and talk to each other with a no thing. And that is happiness for me. It's camaraderie. It's like I'm quote unquote managing a situation, but it's not at all like that. It's just like we show up and hang out for fucking 3 hours and do a task together. And there is a happiness there because of the people. Go ahead.
You're still not answering my fucking question. Tomorrow is one of those 1 in 4 days that is outside the normal.
But every day's different.
Hang on. But when I asked you what you do, you said tomorrow is going to be this, and that was not the question.
Well, I told you what I did today.
Hang on. But I asked you for other days. Let's look at the past 8 days, James. Let's go a week back. How many of those days did you do something small to make your day more awesome?
I try to do that every day. Sometimes it's like I don't even consider it that. Like it's not it's not a conscious decision. Like I'm going to do this because I don't think of it that way. It's more like I'm going to go to this because I want to go do that. And every day I have that. Every day, without question. I just
I'm
wish
not
it was
doubting
more
your
of my
free will,
I wish it
James.
was
I'm
more.
not-
I wish it was more of my everyday.
I get it, James. I get it. You don't understand what I'm asking, and I don't
You
know how to word it.
because you're not asking right. It's like there's not a thing that I always do. I do different things every day that give me joy.
Absolutely.
Every single day.
But do you remember every day to do something just because it makes you happy?
Oh, fuck,
Not
yes.
because it helps anyone, not because it betters the planet. It might even detriment something somehow, but it brings you joy.
I do that every day.
Word, because you don't project that.
I don't think of it like that.
I think you should. I think it's important. You are the most important person in your universe. And if you're not doing things to make your universe better suited to you, you're just wasting time. Same thing applies to you. What are you doing to make your universe better for you? It's just the smallest thing to make your day more enjoyable.
More enjoyable?
Yeah.
I singled out. It's your turn.
I know, right? Man, I've been kind of just like going through the motions lately. So, like I have tomorrow off, right?
Sure.
Right. And what I normally do is I sleep in, which is nice because I hate alarms. But I'll sleep in, get up when I want, go upstairs, and casually like make my thing, and then like go through my morning routine casually, not panicky like I do when I went out to work, and then just kind of relax and just fucking watch shit, write some jokes, shit like that, like once in a while, and as far as going out and stuff, and like I'll go out and do stand up and shit when I can, when I have the energy and the shit I want to say. But for the most part, I'm kind of been a homebody lately, honestly. And
that is not at all like you can be at home because I
Yeah.
get that you get tired.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that. This isn't a judgment about whether or not you go out or do
Yeah.
anything. There are days where I feel perfectly happy and healthy, but I don't give a fuck enough to leave my room.
that's fair.
I'm content in my bubble because I don't need to be anywhere else that day. And even on those days, I do something special for me to enjoy my day more.
I think the difference here is, and I think I've been thinking about now that I'm not the focus, the question is, at least as it applies to me and maybe even a little for Hamill based on what he said so far, do you know that you're doing a thing for you? Or we are so compelled to be guilty about like, I spent the whole day lying in bed playing fucking video games or watching YouTube videos or whatever. Yeah. That could
And that's
joy.
not what I'm talking about.
But that could be like, I did this
It
for
could
me.
be.
This is what I needed. This is uniquely for me. It's not about anybody else. It's not necessarily about bettering myself, but it's
Yeah,
being me for just this.
the question's a little vague. That's why I'm not really sure.
Right,
like, what you
and
mean
that's
by it.
and like I'm trying to find a different angle on it. It may not be really what you're going for, but
Yeah.
it's kind of what I'm reading.
Absolutely not what I'm going for.
Fair.
I'm talking about what is the smallest example of something you consciously choose to do only because it makes you a little bit happier.
But that implies a consistent thing that I only do. The only consistent thing that I do.
No,
Yeah,
because it
no,
doesn't
the
have to be
question
something
implies
you do
that.
every day. But like the only close answer you gave me is I listen to podcasts. That's great. That's something that you're doing on your own for yourself because you get something out of that. I equate that just as heavily as rocking out with your stereo all the way up. You're
Agreed.
making the conscious effort to do that.
Yeah.
But that's literally the only answer you gave me. Everything else, you're like, oh, well, tomorrow I'm going to go work with 25 people, and we're a well-balanced unit. And those are amazing days, but that's not something you did to make tomorrow better for you. That is what your day consists of, no matter how you react to it.
So then are you asking what brings joy to your life?
I'm asking what you do to bring joy to your life.
Well, turning on music and or podcasts is not necessary. Like, that's okay. That's a thing, but
Yeah, and it makes your life a small percentage better.
yeah. But
doesn't it?
if I decide that, like, you know what, there go weeks where I don't listen to podcasts because it's not what I need to bring joy to my life that week.
And I've never said it had to be something you do every day. I've expressed that at least 3 times now. You keep inferring that.
I've asked for nuance, and
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
given
yeah.
nothing, and you keep going back to the what's the thing you do, so it implies a
James,
thing.
I just want you
You're
to be
asking
aware,
the wrong question.
not the thing, a thing.
Yeah, he
Yes, and
What-
I've expressed
And I
several,
get
and you're
it.
like, that
and I've
doesn't
commended
count.
you for half of them when it was in accurate context, and the other I've explained that that's not something you created. You didn't create tomorrow. You may have helped form the people that will be there tomorrow, but you didn't create tomorrow. Tomorrow you can wake up and do something small for yourself to make the day even more awesome before you get to go see these people you enjoy. And I feel like no one takes the time to do
You're
things
diminishing
to
the
make
value of
themselves-
that unnecessarily, because if it is the thing I look most forward to tomorrow, that is the one that I know is going to make me, it's just, I don't even want to have anything else for me because I know that is going to be an overwhelming amount. You're diminishing the value of what I'm saying. So I'm
Then
telling
I
I'm,
apologize. I worded that incorrectly. I do not mean to
It's not
diminish in any way, shape,
that
or
is
form
for me.
tomorrow's experience.
And yes, I did define and create that.
I get that, James. I'm not saying that you're not responsible for the events that led up to tomorrow, but every single person tomorrow has the same level of how tomorrow turns out. You can't control that.
No, they may not.
You're looking at a different picture than I'm looking at, and I apologize. You are not control of the other people tomorrow. You cannot control if they are having a good day or a bad day. You can contribute and hope to sway one way or the other, I'm assuming, towards a great day. But you are not in control of those people's days. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I agreed.
Okay. All I am saying is that you can do yourself one small thing in the morning to even notch it up a little bit more on the way to that thing. But a lot of people don't like that idea for some reason. I'm trying to understand why. When I'm asking for something small that you're doing to make your day better, like the podcast is a perfect example of that. It's something you chose to do. If you decide you're going to listen to Tool all morning because you're working in the cooler and you need that heavy, fast drum beat so you can sling kegs or whatever,
100% do that shit.
I get it. That's one of the things I'm talking about. But, like, how many times a day do you stop and do something small to make your day good?
Oh, fucking every day.
Yeah.
But
It's
how
just
many times a day? And it's not something that I expect you to have a
Almost
conscious
okay.
answer of.
Okay.
But it's something, and I apologize. I'm not specifically picking on you, James. It's something I want the podcast listening crowd, however many 6 or 7 people are tuned in, to understand, is you can choose to do things to make your day happier. You can choose to do things that don't suck, even though you have to do shit that sucks.
Oh, no. Look,
Like tomorrow is going to be an awesome day. I am excited for you for tomorrow because I know how happy you are for these type of events. I do not mean to diminish that in
But
any way, shape, or form, and I apologize if that's the way I worded it.
So here's, okay, so I'll give you a different perspective on this. I live, just under 2 miles away from where I work.
Sure, something like that. I've never done that.
Unless I actually need the tool, I'll take a bus to work happily every day. And it's not because I like taking the bus. It's because of the time and the space it allows me. It's mindless, and I can allow my brain to go somewhere else. I can listen to whatever I want. I can get into whatever energy space I want to be in. And at 6:15 in the morning when you hop on a bus, ain't nothing. There's nobody on them. and I can be there in my own created world, listening to what I want, reading what I want, engaging with the world the way that I want. And it is quite possibly one of my favorite things, and especially coming home from work doing the same thing. It is so clarifying. It's almost pure meditation. And I do that as often as I can. That's why I only take my car to work twice a week. The rest of the time I fucking take a bus, because it is better for my happiness and my mental well-being to have that conscious time alone in the way that I define it.
Word. That's amazing.
So I think I'm understanding your fucking question, but I do that.
Word. I don't think very many people do. I think everyone just gets up and they're pissed off about whatever they were pissed off yesterday about.
Or they're pissed off
And
because
they're
of
not
what they
doing-
have to do in the moment.
And they're
it's
not
just like-
doing anything to make any part of their day better, and you don't have to live like that.
And in order for me to make that happen, I have to do a certain set of things in the morning before I leave. So boom, boom, boom. But I know that immediately following that, I have my own space and enough time to both could decompress off of the shit I had to do and find my own center. And I honestly encourage more people, if you're a commuter and you work in the same place every fucking day, there is a certain amount of fucking bliss in finding the right bus route or train route that gets you there. Because having that time that would normally you be super stressed to get up and get into the car, then get into the car, be super stressed by traffic, and then get there and then immediately have to deal with work. There is something absolutely gorgeous about, okay, you have the stress. I got up, maybe I got up late, whatever, and I have to catch a bus at this time. But if you do it right, you've got an X amount of time literally to yourself. Read a book. Listen to music.
And if your train's on time, you can get to work by 9.
And don't hate the fact that you're late, because you know what? Buses, trains, occasionally it happens. It's not worth stressing.
Not in America. They're on time all the time.
That's Germany.
Okay, that's
Or
true.
fucking Japan.
Yeah.
They fired fucking train drivers for running the bus or the trains a minute late.
Hey.
Be like, oh, no, you've done that twice in a month. You're done. You're a minute late to 2 stops.
How dare you? Japan's probably got to be the most hated country in Asia by all the other Asian countries, right?
Why do you say that?
Every person I've ever met who's of Asian descent who's not Japanese fucking hates the Japanese.
Well, the Japanese, historically throughout, especially China and most of Southeast Asia, were they tried to be colonists like England.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh, I know that. Yeah.
And so there is
China, yeah.
seated hatred.
Koreans fucking really hate Japanese people. It's crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I've just never
No, it's just funny that
encountered that perspective.
they will drop the PC guard and just go ham on calling them whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, it's nuts. It's fucking crazy, but I don't know why I brought that up. But I think the dab hit me just hard. But yeah, I don't know why, but it's weird.
But I mean, that's true of any country that has colonial rule, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people just hate white people, a lot of just generic overarching societies.
Yeah.
Hate them because the Brits and the Dutch,
The French.
and the French, the Germans, whatever. But really, the Dutch and then the English and the rest kind of caught on. Really, imperialized and colonized huge swaths of this
Dude,
gold.
the French went ham. There's a reason French is the second most spoken language on the planet.
Right.
Yeah.
But but a lot
Africa
of
was
it, right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dutch East India Trading Company was every fucking where.
Yeah.
The Brits caught on, French, but the Dutch, man, they were on it early.
Yeah.
And so you get it. It's just tall.
I have a theory
white
on that. You want to hear it?
motherfuckers are just terrible. They come to town and take our
The
shit.
Dutch are Holland, right? Are from Holland?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yes.
How small is Holland? Because from what I understand, like Europe in general,
it's like a slightly
you can
bigger than
drive
this
across countries in days. Like just like in a day, you can drive across like 2 countries. Like
All of
states.
Europe is like the west of the Mississippi at
Gotcha.
best.
So fucking, I feel like the Dutch just figured out their land real quick, and they're like, all right, let's just go get some more. We don't have enough.
No, because they did it all through trade. They didn't like take land as much as the Brits and the French did.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They pretty much were just like, we want your shit. You can keep your fucking land.
Yeah, they basically took over like the Caribbean. Is all they
The Caribbean, they were the first white people allowed in Japan. Because Japan had a like,
oh, they were.
I don't
closed
know
off,
your
yeah.
boat. Fuck right off.
Yeah.
We're going to kill every single one of you if you try to make landfall. But the Dutch somehow got that done
Yeah.
in like the late 1800s.
Yeah, it was a hot minute that before Japan would let people in.
And then they only let them in, and they were never allowed to show their faces. They had to wear like masks and stuff because they didn't want the Japanese to like know that there were outsiders there, but they wanted the trade because it brought in a fuck ton of money.
Jesus, that's weird.
That's how we get the Silk Road as well.
Right. I mean, you know, Marco Polo, or as the legend goes, creating the Silk Road from Europe to China to get textiles, basically.
Yeah.
And in theory, that's how the Italians discovered pasta, because the Chinese had done it first.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's also where gunpowder came from.
This is also fact.
I also find, I mean, because I've been watching a lot of these history things, I find it wild that China, as a country, like in the late 1800s, was like, you know what, man, we're gonna ban opium. It's fucking our population up. We're gonna ban it here in China. We don't want it. And then England sailed some boats in and said, yeah, I don't fucking think so, and just kicked their ass and made them fucking legalize it again. It's like if the cartels like stormed the border and and got rid of all of our drug laws. That's what it was like. But if instead of the cartels, it was the fucking British Navy. That's
It's
fucking
an interesting thought because,
Yeah.
like, who uses the poppy as like a symbol of solidarity? And it's the British.
yeah.
And like, granted, they've now used it for it's not Veterans Day, but it's their
Memorial
equivalent.
Day.
No, it's their equivalent. It's Armistice Day or Guy Fawkes Day. One of those.
Yeah.
And it's just like maybe they were just like big into poppy, and they were like, "Yo, this is our cash crop." And then somewhere along that was lost. And they were like, "Well, we got to still have this because we would have banned poppy flowers years ago.
Yeah. But they won't ever do that. You know, I mean,
Need that oxy."
yeah.
Good.
Have you seen those videos where like they try to test that urban legend if like you eat a poppy seed bagel you fail a drug test? Apparently that's true. Like it can
yes.
happen. Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got all the opiates in it. They just, I mean, it's like that girl that was in the news where her stomach undergoes natural fermentation.
Yeah,
So
she's
she
dr-
always blows like a 0.45. Like always, no matter what she eats.
Yeah.
And it's like if you just made her eat like corn, barley, and wheat,
Yeah.
she'd literally be brewing whiskey in her stomach. Be like, yo, vomit into this barrel, bitch.
Hey, they've made beer out of. They've made.
That's what you add your fucking ranch to, you sicko.
Is throw up whiskey?
My vomit whiskey. That's
Vomit
even worse.
whiskey.
Dude, that's even worse than that expensive coffee because that weird cat ate the
Yeah.
bean and then shit it out.
Kopi
Yeah.
Luwak
Shit, that you
is
know.
what that coffee is called.
That coffee would have to taste so fucking good
200 and some bucks a pound.
for me to even remotely think about trying it. Like, I'd have to try it once and go, "This is amazing."
Right. I
Yeah.
kind of want to try it and be like, I'd be like, if they proved to me, I'd be like, oh,
I mean, I would
Get
try
it.
it. I'm not saying I wouldn't try, but it'd be like a one-shot deal. Like, if I tried it and I didn't like it at all,
yeah, $50 for a shot of espresso.
and how it's made, no. Also, and also how it's made, no. I'm good.
Especially with Hamill's anti-butt stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even stuff coming out of the butt.
Yeah.
Hamill is against the back door altogether.
Yeah.
He does not receive deliveries at the back door.
Nope. All front.
Nor pickups, apparently.
Yeah, every now and then stuff gets shoved out to the dumpster. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Hopefully the homeless aren't around to rummage through
It's
it.
literally the weirdest warehouse operation in history.
Yep. We go right through the front door, right through the fucking, right past reception,
go
through the
through-
lobby with a fork truck. Yeah. No, I just don't like butt stuff. I'm not a fan. Just, you know.
And I'm not holding it. I tried to convince him that it could be fun, and he's just not interested, so I gave up.
We've been trying for years.
But the other people are going to love butt stuff on Hamill's behalf.
Yeah. I mean, God bless. I'm not.
It's
saying-
like how I gave you my share of the universe's ranch.
Is that what you did there?
Yeah, the other day, remember I told you could have all the ranch I was entitled to?
Oh, watching back, I will say that when you told the room that fuck potatoes, watching back and seeing 3 very individualized responses to that could have been my favorite thing of any episode we've ever done, because everybody in this room was like, the fuck did you just say? Just with their eyes. Like, everybody's like,
You held firm, though. You held
Why
firm.
is-
no, you handled it, and I don't. We
Yeah.
don't need to go back down all
I mean-
that but it was really funny to watch back and watch Molly, Jacob, and I all go, "The fuck did you just say?" But we didn't. We just were like, "Huh?"
I had a friend tell me one time, and this made no sense. He said that he loved the Grateful Dead, but he hated what's his name, the lead singer there, Jerry
Garcia?
Jerry. Yes, he said that he hated Jerry Garcia.
I've actually heard that from a lot of hippies.
Really?
You want to know what I think it is?
What?
It's one of 2 theories. One, people enjoy the Grateful Dead as a jam band. You could have any singer there, and it's still going to be awesome because the musicians in the Grateful Dead were good at what they did.
Okay.
2, a lot of hippies found out that Jerry Garcia is basically just a CIA plant,
Ooh, okay.
and no one really trusts him, but they already loved the Dead.
Ah.
So what are you going to do? Love the Dead, fuck Jerry Garcia.
Okay. All right.
That's a more recent development, though, because I
What's a more recent
that
development?
looking at Jerry Garcia as like a CIA plant. I don't think that
It's
that
only
was
a
some-
recent development for you, James.
Well, I remember, what was it, 96, 97 when he died?
Yeah, he died like in the mid '90s.
And I remember, like, being around a lot of people. It's a protracted story I don't need to get into. But when they died, it was just like, we need to have fucking seance, man. Like, they were fucking deep in. I don't think there was the clarity of thought on that till lately.
Absolutely. A lot of people still liked him,
But
but a lot of people fucking didn't.
even at the time, or in retrospect?
Even before he was dead, when they were still alive and functioning band. Before all that balcony collapsed on all those hippies and all that shit.
I was trying to silently wave you down
Oh,
for
yeah,
that. He thought I was like waiting to go next. And I was like, no, I'm doing that. I'm doing. You know what's funny though? Like 5 years ago, I would have heard that and been like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Jerry Garcia is a CIA plant. Blah, blah, blah. After the past year. Yeah, no, I can see that being a thing.
Well, what,
I
Dude,
Then
you
go
want to hear
ahead,
something
no,
that really
f-
fucks you up? Are you familiar with the Gulf of Tonkin incident?
oh, yeah.
yeah.
I
Are
mean,
you
that's
familiar with the
basically
Gulf
the
of Okay.
fraud that started the Vietnam War, and they've acknowledged that it was a complete fucking fabrication.
Did you know that the gentleman in charge of the Gulf of Tonkin, I believe to be in the Navy, is also the father of one James Morrison, singer of The Doors?
I did not know that.
You think that's a coincidence, or you think the Doors were used to send drugs out into the world just like the Dead were?
But the Doors didn't exist until long after the Gulf of Tonkin.
That doesn't matter. If you have a father so deep in the political system that he is in charge of the Gulf of Tonkin, which is one of our earlier huge false flag plays if you really look at it,
Fair.
you don't think he's still going to have power when his son is of age to be used somehow? You think after the Gulf of Tonkin they give him a Rolex and kick him out?
Damn.
That's short-sighted, James.
Also, James Moore.
Someone with a business mind would know that you hold on to class employees like that.
Also, Jim
They
Moore.
pulled off the Gulf of Tonkin, James.
Also, Jim Morrison has one of the most believable fake your own death fucking stories I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, man.
One of the most-
buried in a cemetery where he can never be dug up. That's amazing.
Also, the only two people who saw him
What?
dead, the only two people who saw him dead was his wife and the coroner, and he was best friends with the coroner in Paris. Those are the only two people who saw him alive. He was facing federal charges in fucking Miami for showing his dick off or some shit. Remember that?
Yeah, indecency charges.
Yeah, he was on acid, fucking like whipped his dick out at a show.
But I
But-
thought okay, so
I'm just saying it's more believable his story, like opposed to like fucking Tupac and Elvis and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
but why can he never be dug up?
That I didn't know.
His graves, as I understand it, his grave has a lease that expires, and then they will have to exhume and move the body.
See, everything that I have researched said that he bought the land, like from the mortuary. There's one of two ways. You can either lease it, and when the lease is up, they dig up whatever's left of the box, and then they resell the land, or you can own it permanently with the instructions that it never be dug up. And that was something they used to do to stick it to Jews.
Really?
Yeah, because
Explain.
because the Jews believe that once your body is laid to rest, it's done. That's it. You don't ever want it disturbed again. And if you can buy the land, if you have the affluence to buy the land to make sure that your gravesite's never dug up, it's just a money play. It's awesome.
Huh? Fair enough.
Fair enough. What?
Like, I mean, it might take me a while to understand the lease of his cemetery spot.
But like the only people to see his dead body are his best friend and his old lady.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true of so many.
Yeah, but of so many people of that level of fame.
And they rushed his shit.
Prince.
They
Michael
Yeah, but we
Jackson.
knew Prince was dead for like a week. We saw the body. We knew Michael Jackson was dead. We
Yeah.
saw pictures.
there was no ceremony, no nothing.
Jim Morris was like, dead on a Tuesday, buried Wednesday morning, bitch. Oh, can't dig me up. Fuck off.
I didn't realize you had the lease.
And his father is in the world high enough that he pulled off the Gulf of Tonkin. So if you don't think he can fake his own death,
No, but I mean, Jesus. Like lately, like the Fauci stuff's blowing my mind. It's really it's really annoying me. The Fauci stuff is.
It is leased.
Oh, it is.
I don't have a date, but it does say. I just saw it. Officials have perceived the grave as a nuisance and suggest that when the lease expires, a new burial site will have to be found. So yeah, but I don't know that. Again, colloquial evidence. I don't know what the.
Yeah. But like just like all the shit that's been going on lately, and with everything. I mean, there's like so many these like cannonball sized holes in like all these fucking stories that are coming out from like the mainstream media about anything.
yeah, hug a conspiracy theorist, man. We're right a lot, and you guys show us no love.
The fact that like it's looking more and more likely. I'm not saying it's 100%, but it's more and more likely that this fucking virus probably was made in a fucking lab and got out in an accident has got to piss so many people off because, dude, remember, if you had fucking said that in a post, they would nuke your fucking account from orbit. They would not let you even exist anymore online.
Well, they just publicly acknowledged that. So
Like,
they
that's-
call the
yeah.
one doctor in the Wuhan lab, like, should they call her like Batwoman or something?
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
experimenting with this. And there was this other guy who filed for a vaccine patent in both China and the U.S., apparently,
Yeah.
that the U.S. kind of didn't talk about.
yeah.
Filed for a vaccine patent in February of 2020. He was found dead, quote unquote, in May of 2020, and he was like working in tandem. So, I mean, let's be honest. If you're developing a weaponized disease,
Yeah.
you also develop the fucking vaccine antidote cure right next to it to keep the unintended people safe and the intended people sick.
Yeah.
I'm not big into conspiracies, as we have identified here. I'm usually the one that's like, but all I'm going to say is those are a couple interesting dots to connect.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say is like,
All I'm going to say is when this was happening in real time last year and
Yeah.
I was asking questions, people were looking at me like an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now
a lot
there's
of- you're not the
proof
o-
that Fauci
Yeah.
knew at the same time I was asking questions.
Yeah, that's
But
the
no one's
fucked up
ever going to
part.
be like, my bad, you're not an asshole. No, I'm still a conspiracy theorist quack.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off.
I don't agree that you're a conspiracy theorist whack. I think that the only time you're perceived that way is when you just voluntarily decide to fucking go all in for the fun of it.
Oh,
I
sure,
think-
but
I
that's,
think at the
that's
end of the
just
day-
as much a bit as anything.
Absolutely, and that's why we don't. I mean, we're breaking down a wall here, but what I'm saying is, like, usually you sort of like, I see this, I see this, I see this. That's strange, isn't it? That's usually your methodology.
Sure.
And that's like honest. That's not a character. That's not just fucking going for the bit.
Yeah.
But, and I'm trying to be the same way. It's like, I see this, I see this, I see this. That's fucking huh.
Yeah,
Huh.
man.
And
But
that's
when
all
you
it
question
is.
it in real time, and Hamill sees it now, because
Yeah.
Hamill's agitated by it, when you question it in real time, whatever the narrative is, those people are going to have you shut down.
I started noticing.
But then when
yeah.
it comes out because it just can't be contained anymore for whatever miracle reason or happenstance, like no one ever's like, hey man, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. You actually knew something in real time.
Or at least the next time you say something that's kind of out there but might have a thing to it, listen to the person. Don't just blow them off again.
No, I'm just a crackpot.
Yeah, that's the part that I mean. For Alex Jones is one of those guys that I used to hear and be like, "No, this is." I would listen to him and be like,
Dude, Alex Jones
yeah.
has like a 95% hit rate.
Yeah, it's well,
He's accurate 95% of the time.
but it's like long range shit that you're like, yeah, right, and then 10 years later you're like, holy fuck, he was right. Like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The only thing anyone really has on Alex Jones is Sandy Hook. And a lot of Sandy Hook was taken out of context to shut down Alex Jones. As far as what Alex Jones did or did not say about Sandy Hook.
I would disagree on that because he fucking doubled down when he was kind of said like, "Hey, bro, chill," and he was like, "Absolutely not," and went straight in for it. That's the one thing I'll give him. Like,
And
that
that's
I'll
why
take
I
from
said
him.
that is the one thing I can't, like, that's where he went wrong.
But he
But
doubled down.
Almost everything. Okay. And he confessed as to why. He explained as to why. He asked the universe for an apology. He has apologized to all parties since.
and
And a lot of what he said was legitimately taken out of context, regardless of whether he doubled down or not. Like, let's say he tripled down. The system then forced his hand into, like, in whatever the 8 equivalent or the 9 equivalent of that is, and then they fucking boxed him out.
I mean,
So yeah,
you're
he
not
doubled
wrong.
down, and it hurt him. But that the forthcoming wave of like what he reciprocated as a result far outweighed the crime. He apologized to the Sandy Hook families, and they still went after him for it. Like, he apologized on the air, on his show, and on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is probably the one thing listened to more than anything else on the fucking planet.
Yeah, you're fucking right there.
It's not like he didn't. He's like, I was wrong. This is how I got swept up, and shit was wrong. But I could see where he got swept up, man. If if you know like 90% of everything you say is true, and the whole world's like, this is a sham, and you're like, yeah, that's probably a sham. It's easy to get caught up when the system shuts you out. It's easy to believe that they shut you out because it was a sham. And there's a lot of questionable shit about Sandy Hook, true or not.
But on a principle level, I thought it was fucked up that they went after him in the fucking first place. I mean,
He's opposition.
yeah, but like, what was the fuck was he being sued for? Were people because I from what I understand, they were
defamation, and then he decided to say that he was a character.
yeah, but okay, what's the defamation then? Like, what the fuck was he saying exactly?
He said that the parents of those killed were actors, and no children were lost.
Okay,
And so, if you call somebody a liar in the media,
all right,
that's defamation and slander.
Okay.
I think it's slander.
That
libels,
is not why
libels
he
in
admitted
print.
he was a character, though.
No,
when
it's
he
how
admitted
he
he
tried
was a
to
character is when they were threatening to take his kids away from him.
Yeah, that,
Right,
yeah,
because it was his wife fucking, or I assume now ex-wife, fucking doubled down and like jumped on what she thought was a thing.
because
like,
it's a divorce and like you go for the throat.
Right.
You just do. I
and
don't give a
so
fuck who you
he
are.
Played.
Yeah.
They used that to defend his divorce proceedings, and then that was conflated into his like the defamation. I think it was a defamation suit. Because if you accuse somebody of being a fucking liar and you have no substantiated evidence,
Yeah.
yeah, that's defamation.
I mean, okay, fine, but like, they ruined this dude's life over this. Like they like, and then even after, no, I mean, I'm talking not just through the fucking lawsuit. Like I'm talking like they used it as like a bludgeon to hit him over the head. That's why that was the reason why he got kicked off almost every fucking social at the same fucking time. By the way,
Oh, yeah.
like
They
to the
all
minute.
kicked him out within
which-
like 20 hours.
If that doesn't send alarm bells out to everybody, fuck who it's about. Fuck who it's about. It's not about him. Fuck it. Fuck that. The fact that every single major media corporation and social media corporation got together in secret and then at the same time put the key in and turned. That's doesn't make you go like scratch your head and go, hey, what the fuck, man? Like, that just seems odd to me.
Okay, so you and I, and we're nearing the end of our hour, but you
Yeah.
and I have had conversations,
Yeah.
not recently, but at length at one point, over whether social media companies should be determined to be publishers.
Yeah.
And when you have people that are inflammatory and people start looking at critically
Yeah.
and angrily, Trump's a good example.
Yeah.
Alex Jones is a good example. I'm amazed Joe Rogan, but he's somehow managed to keep it between the ditches.
Yeah.
But there's probably a handful that you deplatform so that they don't say
You could
You're
never,
putting
you
this-
could never take Joe Rogan's away at this point.
at this. It would be very hard,
Yeah.
but you could.
5 years ago, maybe. Dude, Joe Rogan's bigger than Oprah.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
He's not
literally
richer
is.
than Oprah, but he has more influence than Oprah.
He gets 300 million views per.
People thought
and they're
that's-
hours long.
People thought that like the Spotify deal was actually like Rogan like basically stealing from Spotify. Like, oh, they're paying him too much. When in reality, like this is a big deal for Spotify. Like they're making big money off of him. My whole point to
Joe Rogan is to podcasting what Dave Chappelle is to comedy.
yeah, yeah. If he's doing something, a lot of people give a fuck. No. Here's my issue with the whole private company thing. When you own that thing, you are buying a platform. You're not buying a publisher, you're buying a platform. So when you buy a platform, you then have to have everyone be able to use it. It's like owning a telephone company or something like that. Which is why I kind of like the idea of them being a utility. Because if you're trying to run a business and you don't have social media, good luck. Good fucking luck.
Hang on, you had a half an idea and then you jumped to something else, and I had a question, but you never finished your thought.
My point is you're either a publisher, which is what they're doing right now. They're publishers. They don't want to admit it. They're publishers, but they want all the protections of the platform, so they could pretend like free. Because look what's happening in fucking I can't remember an African country. I think it was Kenya or one of those that banned it. Nigeria. Nigeria banned Twitter, and Twitter was like, "Hey, everyone deserves a voice," and I'm like, "That's pretty fucking cute coming from you, Twitter." You know what I mean? That's my point. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
But that's the thing, is it just keeps them low enough under the radar if you kick the fucking people with a focal point on them,
Yeah.
where they're in the fucking crosshairs. If you bounce them, nobody will start looking closer like, bro, you're a fucking publisher. So
Yeah.
they're playing like a dangerous game of
Yeah.
like, we'll take this, but eventually it's going to kick them in the dick. They're either going to end up being there and tough shit, or
Okay,
you're
so
not. You're
we're
going
not
to lose
talking
to
about
something
the
else.
Spotify deal anymore. You're talking
No,
about
yeah.
like Twitter and
I'm talking about like
Twitter and
the
Facebook.
principles of social media, like who can be on and who can't.
Word, because
Did-
like Spotify's not social
No,
media,
that's
right?
just a
It's
music
just
app.
a music. Okay, work.
But
You have the conversation jumped and I couldn't
Sorry.
keep up. I was trying.
I'm high and I'm like, but anyway, you have three options in this scenario. You have three options. We can agree on this, I think.
What?
You have three options as far as what social media can be.
Let's hear him.
One's a platform. Every single person, no matter how despicable you are, you get to fucking have a say in something. You get to have your voice heard. You're allowed to use the fucking program, no matter who the fuck you are.
Okay, got
Right?
it.
That's the platform. Two,
Yep.
publisher. Now you could say who can and cannot use your platform.
And
Or-
everything you want to say on it gets vetted because
vetted.
it's not on you if somebody gets
But
sued.
you're also open to liability of being sued if
the company is,
yeah,
the
co-
publisher.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's your second option. Here's
Yep.
your third option. It's a utility. And as a libertarian, I get a little about that. I don't like that idea. But at the same time, like, it's the same reason why if I use my telephone and I go, hey, let's fucking bomb the fucking Senate building with poop on the phone, and all of a sudden the Senate building is bombed with poop. You can't then turn around and sue me and T-Mobile. You know what I mean? It's not T-Mobile's fault. I'm just using the phone.
Right.
So that's that's the only three options we have, and it's like either or. The platform one's more righteous, but like human nature is to fuck with shit, and nowadays people don't want to hear what they don't like, so they're gonna be like, you need to make him leave, and then they cave because everyone's psychos now. So like they'll cave, and then they erode their fucking like their thing. They're eroding it, and then pretending like it's not happening. And then if you point it out, they go, "Nuh-uh." Like that's what we're at right now. It's fucking dumb. Go ahead.
Or you can just live an existence where you don't have social media and you can be happy.
No, all right, fair.
We're about to punch out. Hamill, you got a show this
Yes,
Saturday.
it does. I have a show at Halfpenny Brewing. It is on Arapahoe Road, in that weird area that's kind of Littleton, but also kind of Centennial. So it's like right there. I think it's 5195.
Who you got on it?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, I should do that. I have two features and a headliner. Right. Two features are going to be Mandy Kay, who's badass, and Mo Vita, who's also equally as badass. And my headliner is Shanae Ross. So. And I am stoked for this. I've been putting up posters a decent amount, and this is my first show that I ran in forever.
And I've seen Shanae fucking bury a fucking room.
Shanae's
So
great. I've done
if
all
for
three of them.
no
are great.
other reason, go down there and just check it out.
Yeah,
I'm in the brewing world. Fucking check out a new brewery.
yeah,
Kill it.
do it. No, all right.